Hello and welcome everyone. I'm the Upper Down, aka Tud, and today we're going to be continuing our Final Fantasy Tactics Advanced playthrough. Alright, so first off, let's take a look at our characters here. We have Tud, still in the Thief role, finishing up the Steel Accessory ability. Then we have Mont Blanc in the Thief role as well, finishing up Steel Helm. We have Nectu, also in the Thief role, working on Steel Armor. We have Kaif in the Defender role, working on Aura and Weapon Defense, both very important for him. Yatulio is working on Goblin, the ability to turn into a Goblin. Leticia is working on the Elementalist role for Earth Heal. She is picking up some additional healing spells since I do not currently have anyone in the healing role. Alright, let's take a look at the mission board here. See what we have available. We have no missions accepted at the moment. Still have 2 freed areas. Lutia Pass and Giza Plains. Let's go ahead and head back to town here. See what sort of missions we can pick up. Alright, so are there any missions that we can send our crew away for? We cannot do Come Out because we do not have the jerky required. Spirited Boy will require a dictionary. I do not possess one at the moment. And Education. This mission we will be able to accept. It does not have any mission requirements. Nothing is more dear to me than my son, Lukel. Yet he has never done well on tests. Won't someone tutor him? Miss Kulo. Okay, so let's take a look at our people here. Nexu would benefit from this mission because it would push him over the barrier here. Right now he is at a 3 mission minimum to complete his ability here, Steel Armor. Completing this mission, which will only take 5 days, would push him over that threshold and possibly make it a little faster for him to complete his ability. Kaif has quite a ways to go, so I'm not super worried about getting him started on this. Yatulio, I could potentially push into a 1-battle completion of his ability, though I'm not in any super rush for him to do so. And Leticia, I could also push over the barrier here into a 1-battle completion here for the ability that she is working on. I'm going to go ahead and go with Nectu here. I want to try to close the gap and get his education completed, if you will. Alright, do we have any other missions available to us? Hungry Ghost. That will use the Dragon Bone and give us Elda's Cup. A hungry ghost hound is causing a panic at the Earlchad Monastery and raiding the pantry. Please put it to rest. Baldi, head monk. Let's go ahead and start this mission here. Let's see, what do we have available? Again, we were discussing possibly putting Leticia on this one due to the ability she's working on. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright. Now, we could pick up Oasis Frogs. I haven't been hearing the frogs from the town Oasis lately. Hope nobody is eating them. Would you stand watch until night? Danya, pub customer. Sure. Let's do it. Alright, so This mission will take place here in Kadoan, and we have no time limit on the mission, so I'm going to go ahead and complete the send away missions that we've just accepted, and then we can go to the battle. Nektsu here, and education was a success. We've gained 30 ability points and leveled up a skill. Fantastic. We are about halfway done with the other send away mission. It will take 5 more days. So we're going to go ahead and complete that. I could go to fight the enemy I was standing next to, however, I would rather wait to have my full party back. Leticia here. Hungry Ghost was too easy. She's gained 50 ability points. And we've leveled up yet another skill. And with that comes a new party member, Randorf, the Black Mage. Let's go ahead and welcome him to the party. Let's take a look at our party screen here. We currently have 22 out of 24 members. We have space for 2 more. What sort of laws will we be looking at? The Charm and Broadsword laws. While we're here, before we go into combat, let's go ahead and take a peek at the Card Keeper's shop. So, you decided to drop by, Tud. Let's trade cards. Put up cards until their combined rank matches the price. Prices change daily, so come often. Take a look at what I got. Okay, so lots of interesting ability cards here. The ability cards with the brown and yellow icon will make a current law not a law any longer. And the pink cards with the circle in the middle indicate cards that are not currently laws, but you could make them into laws. So purchasing and using a pink card will create a law. Buying and using a brown and yellow card will remove a law. So we could potentially remove damage to humans. This is a pain in the butt. It will prevent you from using any damaging action, such as a striking action or a magical ability that would cause damage. Now, you will still be able to use things like poison and other status effects. They do not count. Night swords, they haven't really bothered us much. Damage to Numu, same thing as the damage to humans. Can be a useful card to pick up if you don't have any status effects. Doesn't look like they have anything especially good in the shop at the moment. Perhaps I will pick up a damage to humans, though, simply to get rid of some of the pink cards that I never use. So, in the top right, you see there the rate is 12. So we need to use cards whose ranks add up to the rate. So right now we have 5, we have another 3, that makes 8, we have a 2, that makes 10, swords is a rank 1, that leaves us 1 short. What I'm actually going to do here is I'm going to leave swords in my inventory and instead trade aim. Since aim is an ability that none of my characters will be using, I am fine to get rid of that. That looks like a trade to me. How about it, Chora? Alright, hope you get the most out of your cards. These are all the cards I have right now. Fantastic. Laws are no fun at all. Get all the cards you can. Let's talk about some gossip. I'll let you in on some insider market info. Hush hush. The palace is pushing for racial equality. Cheap damage 2 cards. Status cards are up. Someone slowed the prince's horse. There are lots of gossip options. Most of them simply refer to different cards and the like. Now, there are gossip options available after completing certain story missions. We don't have any of those at the moment that will lead to more gossip, so we will simply leave for now. And let's go ahead and hop on this Oasis Frog mission. Alright, a bunch of snakes here to deal with. I believe there are 3 of them total. Yes, it would appear so. Talon, the level 8. Drisnil, the level 9. And Lucalan, the level 10. No use of charm or broadswords. I don't anticipate a great deal of trouble with this battle. After all, we have the ability to turn enemies into frogs. Now, they're only going to let me use 5 characters here, so I will not be able to bring Leticia with us here. Well, let's actually take a look at the weapon Kaif is using. I believe it is a Night Sword. Yes, it is. Alright, so we have no concerns here with the laws. None of our characters are going to be using charm or broadswords. Limas. Are they the ones eating the frogs? Yes, I suppose they are. Alright, let's go ahead and start this battle off with Aura. Since this character will not be able to reach the enemy this turn to do any sort of combat action, we'll go ahead and prepare for the following turn. Let's go ahead and morph here into a Lima ourselves. Hand slap, which would delay the turn. Missed, and now triggers counter, which does 58 damage. Alright, let's go ahead and use our fighter ability, Air Render here, which will do 53 damage. 49. We got up just a little under the bar there. Looks like we may see another melee attack here. Was successful. And our counterattack did 61 damage. Kaif has almost single-handedly dealt with the enemies here. Let's go ahead and remove this enemy here. Alright, unfortunately due to elevation, the magic ability will not be able to hit both enemies. But that's fine. We can at least take out one enemy here. Let's go ahead and use Thunder. Alright. 29 health remains on this enemy. This will be the end of the fight. 58 damage. Kaif is leveled up. And we've earned a judge point. The Lima's left something behind. This is the question mark reward item that we would get for completing this quest. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. Alright, Oasis Frogs cleared. The frogs have left behind the hero goal. That is a quest item that you can use in a mission to unlock a secret hidden character. Alright, we have quite a few missions here. Let's go ahead and accept Metal Hunt. I found a turtle burial ground at a mountain shrine. I keep going back in hopes that I might find some adamantite. Kate's Traveler. Alright, let's go ahead and send one of our characters out here. Since Leticia missed the last combat, let's go ahead and send her out to get a little extra XP. I'm going to send this hero goal text with her. We will also send out Elda's Cup. That is another quest item that can grant you a secret character. Both of these are quest items that are needed for future quests, so do be careful to use them to acquire the hidden character before turning them in for their respective quests. Let's take a look here at any other potential missions. Refurbishing requires a broken sword that I do not possess. Spirited Boy we looked at. I do not have the required items for either of these two. And Fashion World requires chocobo skin and magic cotton. I do not possess those, so we will simply move on. This quest requires 15 days in order to complete, so we're going to wander around the map just a little bit until we unlock, or excuse me, until we complete said mission. Another enemy has spawned down there on the bottom of the map. Nothing to be concerned about, though. He should be gone momentarily. We've cleared our mission, Metal Hunt. Leticia here. Metal Hunt was too easy. 30 ability points, which will complete Earth Heal for her. We have leveled up a skill, and we were not successful in acquiring either of these secret characters. Let's go ahead and switch her weapon now. She is complete with the ability she was working on. Heavy Dust, Earth Heal, Fire Whip, White Flame, Slip Rain. What does she have currently? She has a Fire Whip, Slip Rain, and Earth Heal. Let's go ahead and pick up Heavy Dust. Heavy Dust lobs a chunk of earth to damage and immobilize an enemy. And we have Help Lutia, one of our freed territories. Let's go ahead and do that. This mission will grant us 80 ability points, so definitely worth doing those every opportunity that you find. The current laws prevent the use of shell and wind magic. We have neither of those, so nothing to be concerned about there. We are almost complete with Steel Accessory on Tud. Mont Blanc is getting closer to being completed with Steel Helmet. This will put him at 250 out of 300, meaning one more regular battle will be enough for him after we finish this. Nexu is about 100 away from Steel Armor, which means he will be very close to done once this battle is over. Kaif, I believe, still has a long way to go. He is only at 80 out of 300. The Atulio only needs another 30 points, so we can hold off for now. And Leticia has just started her ability, so I think the best bet here would be to put Kaif in this battle. Alright, let's go ahead and give this a shot. In order to win, we need to defeat all enemies. Let's go ahead and make an attack against their soldier. We have Ice Breath for 52 damage. Alright, we did just a little bit more damage than it said we would. Their healer is now going to move forward and throw a heal on the soldier there in the front. Oh, she opted not to. Interesting choice. Alright, we have an archer shooting an arrow at our Moogle here. He managed to do 6 damage. Another arrow coming out at the Moogle here from the archer. And it crit, doing 7 damage, and knocking my character back. Alright, what do we have access to here? We can use any sort of fighter ability. Let's go ahead and take a shot at their first archer with Air Render. Even though it has air in the name, it does not count as a wind attack, so it should not trigger the laws. We have another character here that can do Air Render. We have Tud here. Let's go ahead and throw Air Render out at... I would throw it out at their archer, which would be fatal, but the chance to hit is only 50%. I should take those odds. I like my chances. And we were successful. Now all we need is for Mont Blanc to get his turn. Alright. Let's go ahead and throw some magic here to hopefully take out their soldier. And the archer if we're lucky. Turn 1, we wiped out all but their healer. Safe to say we will not have to worry about damage from the enemy team. Coming up for a melee attack on our Moogle, who has counter. Successful hit for 1 damage, and successful counter for a critical fatal hit. And the battle is over. Alright, help Ludia clear. We got 80 ability points for that. Tud has mastered Steel Accessory. What can we teach Tud next? Steel Armor, Accessory, and Helmet are currently in his repertoire. Tud has not yet learned Steel Shield. Let's go ahead and get him started on that. Alright, any new jobs, missions available to us? Let's take a look. I believe these are all the same as what we had earlier. Diamond Rain is the area mission, if you will, the next checkpoint. So we're going to avoid doing that for now. Let's go ahead and take a look at Village Hunt. Participants wanted for a survey of the Aleut Sands. We will cross antlion nests to find a legendary Moogle's hidden village. Barba, Junior Researcher. We will get Diamond Armor as a reward. Always good to have that as an expensive item. Let's go ahead and include both of our mission items here. Hero Goal and Elda's Cup. Alright, that will take us up to the Aleut Sands. This is not a timed quest, so we could get into a combat before this without much worry. Alright, first thing I notice here is a new Moo there at the bottom left-hand corner of the screen that is able to heal. No use of broadswords or prayer. We are good there. Looking forward to using the frog ability. I wasn't able to use it in the previous battle due to how quick we were doing damage. Alright, so the most dangerous, obviously, are going to be the warrior in the far left and the white monk here in the middle right. Those two characters in particular have abilities that can be quite troublesome. Unfortunately, I don't think I will be able to hit. Ooh, 70%, I'm surprised. Well, let's go ahead and give this a try. Perhaps we can disable this enemy and prevent any future damage. We were successful. So now I can focus my damage on other enemies. 52 damage here. This would trigger the reaction ability, Berserk, on our enemy. Ah, we did just little enough damage to not trigger the ability. Fantastic. Let's go ahead and morph here with our morpher into the snake. Alright, we are going to go ahead and take out their defender. A regular melee hit should be enough to take this character out. 79, we crit. Lorik, the healer, is most likely going to cast a spell on the white monk. Yes, to cure status ailments. He will no longer be disabled. We're going to go ahead and try to hit the warrior here using Air Render. 52 damage. Not enough to put the warrior into critical, but definitely enough to give me the opportunity to take him out next turn. See what kind of damage we have from the Moogle here. 38 would be enough if successful. 35. Alright, we have taken out the warrior. 2 down and 3 to go. Now, I could attempt to hit both enemies here with magic, however, it would not be enough to take out the white monk here, so instead I'm actually going to hit him with another Fire Whip to attempt to disable him again, so he cannot act on his next turn. 29 damage, putting him in critical, and it disabled him. Fantastic. He is no longer able to act. So he will not be able to heal himself here. He is instead going to move forward and end his turn. Well, let's go ahead and try to turn this fellow into a frog and poison him. And we were successful. He is now a purple frog with poison. If I had to guess, he's probably going to move up near the white monk. No, he chose not to. Alright, he is instead going to attack Leticia for 1 damage. Now, since this character is in frog shape, he will receive additional damage from attacks. Air Render will take him out. 84 damage. Their healer is now going to get his turn. He's going to go ahead and cast Revive. Unfortunately for him, he is reviving a frog. Even when revived, you will revive as what you were last active as, meaning he will stay a frog until some sort of cure effect is used on him. Do we have the ability to take this character out? It will be very close. 59. Fantastic, just what we needed. Alright, we have 1 enemy remaining. He only has 2 enemies, technically, but only 1 we really need to worry about. And he has been eliminated. The frog has no way to turn himself back to normal, and can only do 1 damage each turn. So nothing to fret about there. Let's go ahead and end the fight here. 112 damage from Kaif with a melee attack. And the battle is now over. That went well. Let's keep up the good work. We've gained 50 ability points. Montblanc has mastered Steel Helmet, Nexu Steel Armor, and Yatulio turn into Goblin. Fantastic. So let's go ahead and take a look at any other abilities we might have access to. Yatulio has Goblin, Flan, Bomb, Lima, Bug, Panther, and Float Eye. Goblin, Flan, Bomb, Lima, Bug, Panther, Float Eye. So it would seem we already have all the options unlocked. There is nothing else for Yatulio to learn at the moment in the Morpher class. That being said, we're going to go ahead and switch over to Black Mage, so we can pick up some additional abilities. We will still primarily be using the Morpher abilities, because being able to turn into a snake is just really overpowered. Let's go ahead and pick up the Tier 2 Lightning abilities. We have the Scarab here for Null, Immobilize, and Disarm, and Frog. We have the Fortune Ring for Null, Sleep, and Doom. We're going to go ahead and pick up the Scarab here for the status ailments that it would nullify. And we'll go ahead and equip some Dash Boots. Let's go ahead and put Morpher on here. So I chose the Black Mage. This robe will unfortunately not help me as a Black Mage. So let's go ahead and instead put on an Elemental robe. Having an Elemental robe on will allow us to absorb elemental damage of that type that is cast upon us. Kaif here is 90 ability points away from completing what he is currently working on. Nexu has finished armor and accessory. Let's go ahead and swap him out here. Let's get him started on helmet, which I believe Montblanc has now finished. Yes. So we're going to go ahead and change Mont Blanc over. We want him in the Black Mage role. We're going to go ahead and equip him with a lightning robe as well. This will give any lightning attack a chance to heal him. Let's go ahead and equip the Fortune Ring to make ourselves immune to some status ailments there. And for our secondary, we're going to go ahead and put Stunt on there. I could put Steel on there, but having that as our primary does not, or as our secondary, doesn't really give us much in the way of damage. Now that we've unequipped the Steel Helm weapon from him, we're going to go ahead and give that to Nektu, so he can start working on that steel helmet. Tud is getting started on Steel Shield, but not quite too far into that yet. Let's see if we have any other missions available to us. Oh, did I already finish? I did not. Let's go back up and do Elute Sands. Alright, looks like we have 5 enemies here. We have the Blue Bug Rasksas, the Blue Bug Duartai, the Blue Goblin Kamsats, the Blue Bug Bataziz, and the Blue Panther Bafram. No use of Night Swords or poison here. No concerns there. Look at all the antlions. This must be their nest. Defeat all enemies. Alright, we are going to go ahead and start off with Leticia here. We're going to go ahead and move into range. I doubt this strike will be successful, given that we're attacking from the front. But we'll go ahead and try it anyway. Our attempt is to use Fire Whip to disable the bug. Strike was successful. Let's see if our disable was. And it was. Fantastic. We can reach with the Dragoon ability Ice Breath, which would take this enemy out of the battle if successful. Fantastic. 1 enemy down and 4 to go. Still 4 turns remaining here. I doubt I'll be able to reach any of the enemies with this, though. Let's go ahead and morph into a Lima. Just close enough that I'll be able to throw out a Fighter Air Render here. 54 damage if successful, only a 40% chance to hit though. And we missed. Let's go ahead and move up with Tud here. Unfortunately not close enough to do anything, so we will simply wait. Blue Goblin is unable to do much here, simply moving and ending turn. Mont Blanc does not have anything, I believe, that can be done here. Blue Bug Duartai is going to move forward here. Bataziz will move forward as well. Everyone's still just trying to get into range here. Let's go ahead and use another Fire Whip here to try to disable their second bug. 31 damage and disable if we're lucky. And it was successful, fantastic. Let's go ahead and use another Ice Breath here to hit both of these enemies. Or attempt to, I should say. Unfortunately, we missed the Blue Panther, but we did hit the bug, so that is something at least. And we have a melee attack coming in here from the Blue Panther, which will trigger a counterattack from Tud, which landed with 34 damage. And Tud has leveled up. Well, let's go ahead and use our Morpher ability here to turn the Blue Panther into a frog. If we did that, we would have a 60% chance to succeed, whereas if we attempted it on the bug, we would only have 50. So let's go ahead here and try this. And we've succeeded. Oh, I have been given a yellow card for inflicting poison. Alright, let's go ahead and use Air Render here to take out the goblin. Or bring the goblin to critical health, I should say. Goblin is attacking Tud, which will trigger a counterattack. We have succeeded, and the goblin has fallen. 3 enemies remain. Let's go ahead and remove the third bug here. 80% chance to hit, not much to worry about there. 57 damage. Let's go ahead and drop some lightning here. Don't have to worry about hitting myself because I am wearing the Thunder Robe. I will absorb any damage that I deal to myself. We put both the Blue Panther and the final remaining bug at critical health. Alright, so let's go ahead and end this battle here. We'll throw out a Thunder spell. And we have succeeded, thus ending the battle. I wonder if the Moogle village lies beyond. It does indeed. Now we will get a penalty here for using poison. Volunteer, no award. Now let's see what that entails. Alright, village hunt cleared. No award, I will not get any gold from completing this mission. We did, however, get 40 ability points and the diamond armor, as well as the Restorer for hitting 10 in combat. We have gained a new unit, Rodrigo, the level 5 Thief. Alright, so we have gained a yellow card on Yutulio. We can go to Cyril to take a look at that. Go ahead and do the treasure hunt while we're here. What treasure could lie in wait here? We have gained a chest piece, fantastic. Oh, apologies, it is not Cyril, it is Sprohan that houses the prison. So let's take a look at Pardon. If we tried to have Yutulio pardoned, it would be a 1,000 gold, 1 battle sentence, and Yutulio would be imprisoned for that duration. Let's go ahead and do it, because if you get a yellow card after already having a yellow card from a previous battle, it will automatically imprison the character and drastically increase the cost of release. That's why it's always good to work on a 6th character. We have another medal hunt here. I will not read it again. Alright, what do we have here that we can work on leveling? Leticia is at 90 out of 200. Kaif is at 250 out of 300. Nektu is at 40 out of 300. So let's go ahead and send Kaif on this mission. I am going to go ahead and send him with a couple of mission items. Actually, I will send him with just the one, because there is another mission item in here, another mission, I should say, in here, that I wish to take as well. Chocobo help. Need help during the Chocobo spawning season. Private room, meals, no experience required, childcare, and any race can accept. Sasasha, Chocobo Ranch. Alright, let's go ahead and send Leticia out on this one. With Elda's Cup. Both of these missions are simply travel missions. Leticia here, Chocobo help was over too quick. She's gained 20 ability points, and we've leveled up a skill. New clan member, Eldina, the Red Mage. She starts out at level 9. She always starts slightly higher than your average character level. I believe it is either 2 or 3 levels higher than your average. She also starts with Barrier and the ability Double Cast. Double Cast is very powerful to have on a Red Mage, especially so if you unlock other special classes for this character type. So yes, we are going to go ahead and welcome Eldina into our group. Let's take a look at our party here. We have no additional spaces at the moment, so we're going to go ahead and let one of our characters go. If your party is full, there is a chance that you will miss out on a special character. Definitely don't want to do that. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the special abilities here we can give to Eldina. We have the ability Catch, which is a reaction ability that will prevent her from being hit with thrown weapons, I believe. Next, we have Thunder, Sleep, Cure, Fire, Blizzard, and Poison. I would like to start with Sleep. That is a very nice ability to have on a red mage, especially one that can use double cast. So we're actually going to go ahead and make a trip to the city here. Go into the shop. Ah, Clan Nutsy. It is our honor to lower prices for you. Fantastic. Let's go ahead and pick up a headband here for the defense and resistance, as well as the attack power bonus. Next, we need to get a rapier. Let's see what we have here. The Stoic is what we want for Sleep. Next, I'm going to go ahead and pick up a Scarab. They are a little expensive, but because of the bonus that they give to blocking certain status ailments, it is definitely worth picking that up. Let's go ahead and equip our red mage here. Give her a headband, the Stoic, the Scarab, and the speed shoes. Alright, so we can go ahead and swap the text at the bottom of the characters here. The initial starting text is the number of characters in the group, and it will organize them by recruitment point. The next is level of the characters. It will organize the characters by the level they currently are. Next we have health points, then mana points, then judge points. So we can organize our characters however we see fit according to those requirements. So let's go ahead and organize here. The highest levels will now be at the top. So we have moved Eldina up into our primary party here. Alright, so we are almost done with the final mission that we have sent away on. I believe that is the case. Let me double check here. One more day. Alright. So let's go ahead and move to Kadoan here to complete the last mission. Kaif here, Metal Hunt was no problem. 30 ability points and a skill level up. Unfortunately, no successful recruitment there. So let's go ahead and try to find ourselves a battle. We have found ourselves a battle here. And we will be fighting in Nubsy Wood. No use of bind or charm. No concerns there. Definitely want to put Eldina out front so she can position herself better for her magical abilities. First up we have Sharon, the white mage, moving forward here. Next we have Major, the thief. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and move forward with Leticia here. Let's go ahead and attempt to disable their soldier with Fire Whip. We've succeeded in doing 25 damage, but not at applying the disable debuff. The success of a frontal hit with Ice Breath is very low, but we will try it anyway. We've hit the soldier but missed the healer. Their archer is now going to move forward here and attempt to shoot at my main character Tud here. Successful hit for 9 critical damage. With it being a ranged attack, it did not trigger a counterattack. Their second archer is going to go ahead and move up here and attempt to shoot at Kaif, which should land for 4 damage. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and move forward here and attempt to deal some damage to their archer here. If we did a melee attack, it would do 65 damage, or thereabouts. Unfortunately, we did miss. So now we are going to go ahead and try to do another attack here, throw an air render out. This would be close to fatal. That was critical, leaving the enemy at 1 health here. Unfortunately, their soldier did get a turn before my red mage was able to, so they will now heal themselves for 10 health. Still in a critical state, but less so than before. Well, let's go ahead and use some black magic here to try to take out the other archer here. 75% chance to hit. And we were successful. Alright, Eldina's turn. Let's go ahead and double cast some magic. We can double cast Sleep on both their healer and their 1 remaining archer. We've succeeded at putting their healer to sleep. Now for the archer. We have succeeded there as well. They only have 2 remaining characters that can do anything at the moment. Their thief and their soldier. The soldier is almost done health-wise. Let's go ahead and disable their healer. This is a 100% chance to hit. I don't know if Sleep also gives the debuff a 100% chance. We shall see. Apparently that was against the law. I must have overlooked that. Apparently bind is considered disabling. Yes, I should have known that. Okay. %29% chance to do 72 damage. Odds are that this attack will miss. And we succeeded. Let's go ahead and remove the soldier here from the battle. Having Leticia go to jail would be less detrimental to the playthrough than having to fight without our Moogle. I'm sorry, our Moogle, the Morpher. So I don't necessarily fret much in regards to that. Only remaining enemy is their second archer. And he is currently asleep, so that gives me time to get into position here. Let's go ahead and start moving that direction with our characters. I won't attack until I have everyone in position. The red mage can stay down bottom. Her only ability is a melee attack or double cast, which would then perform sleep. There is no damaging abilities there. I may be able to take this enemy out with an air render. 63 damage, unfortunately, will not be enough. But it will put him in a critical health stage. We are too far away to successfully land another air render here with Tud. So instead, let's go ahead and try it from this side. Looking at a 50% chance. If I can move one additional tile, we may get an extra percentage point. Worth a try. Now we're looking at 75% chance due to that additional tile. Let's go ahead and try it. 61 damage. That was a fatal hit. And that will end the battle. Now we'll have to see what sort of penalty we're going to get for using a binding spell with Leticia in this battle. Volunteer, no award. We will not get any money from completing this battle. Not the worst outcome, for sure. That went well. Let's keep up the good work. 50 ability points. Kite has mastered Weapon Defense and Aura. We did not recruit a new party member there, unfortunately. Let's go ahead and equip a new weapon for Kite here to give him some additional abilities. Hibernate, Defense, Aura, and Defend combo. I think I may have seen something in there that you can use. Okay, Bow Down, that is an area effect around the user. Now, it does reduce speed of the caster, regardless of whether it hits the enemies. So that isn't necessarily the best item to have. We're going to go ahead and switch now over to Templar. Templar has a couple of abilities that I would like. Don't know if I have the weapons for them at the moment, so we will have to look into that. No armor yet unlocked that will help the Templar, so we will simply equip the Plate Mail. We have access to Haste. That is one ability I definitely want to pick up as soon as possible. Haste will meddle with the time's flow and increase the speed of a chosen character. Usually every third turn or so, the character in question will have an additional turn. Alright, so now that we have completed the battle, let's go ahead and return to the prison to have our new move released. Ah, Tud. One of your clanners is cleared to leave. And now we need to get a pardon for Leticia. 1,000 gil and 1 battle. Alright. Getulio still has all of his weapons and other items equipped. Fantastic. He did lose all of the judge points that he had available to him, but that's not a huge concern. Alright, and we're going to go ahead and call it here. This will be the end of today's playthrough. Thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to like and subscribe. It helps my channel out a lot. Or if you're watching from Twitch or interested in what I do on Twitch, please feel free to pop over, give me a follow, and keep an eye out for more. Alright, until next time.